U.S.-Russia to enter strategic stability dialogue. Biden human rights, nuclear weapons control, aid escalating conflicts in Syria, Afghanistan, Iran, and Ukraine, top Biden agenda. United States President Joe Biden and his Russian counterpart Vladimir Putin have agreed to engage in a bilateral dialogue on strategic stability aimed at reducing the risks of unintentional conflict and restrain nuclear weapons, Biden said in a news conference in Geneva on Wednesday. Speaking after a 3-hour series of meetings, Biden said he urged Putin to respect human rights and political freedoms in Russia and asked him to reopen humanitarian corridors in Syria to allow delivery of food and cooperate in preventing Iran from acquiring nuclear weapons. Biden said he had expressed an unwavering commitment to the sovereignty and territorial integrity of Ukraine and discussed the U.S. and Russia's shared interest in preventing a resurgence of terrorism in Afghanistan. He also stressed to Putin the importance to the American people of respect for human rights and U.S. concern about the arrest of opposition political figure Alexei Navalny. "I told President Putin that we need to have some basic rules of the road that we all abide by," Biden said. "I also said there are areas where there's a mutual interest for us to cooperate for our people, Russian and American people, but also for the benefit of the world and the security of the world," Biden said, adding that there is more work to do, and the next 6 months to a year would show whether the U.S. and Russia can engage in more cooperative relations. The U.S. and Russian presidents agreed to resume arms control talks and to return ambassadors to each other's capitals after they were withdrawn earlier this year. Biden and Russian President Vladimir Putin met for about 3 hours at their first summit on Wednesday, less time than Biden's advisors had expected, the Reuters news service reported. Prior to the meeting in Geneva, White House officials had outlined 3 broad objectives for the summit with Putin. First, they hoped to find clear areas where the two nations could work together to make the world safer, and the summit yielded an agreement by Putin to engage in talks aimed at limiting nuclear weapons. Biden planned to convey to Putin a clear statement of U.S. national interests on key issues and warn that Russian actions counter to those interests would be met with a U.S. response. On the Russian side,